B-boy. From the old to the new, still a B-boy. Too bold for the school, still a B-boy. East coast to the west, B-boys worldwide, we supposed to be blessed. Still a B-boy. From the old to the new, still a B-boy. Too bold for the school, still a B-boy. East coast to the west, B-boys worldwide, we supposed to be blessed.
I first met this man in 1999 after connecting with his group Noizewave on the compilation Together Like Voltron. Soon the group I was in, Rearranged, started working with Noizewave on music and shows. Throughout the years, we've collaborated again and again. From blowing up Noizewave to forming Evil Squad, my next guest has done it all on the underground scene. Give it up for Aropak, AP, Rowdy Jesus. What's up?
What up? Thanks for having me, man. This is awesome.
Can I get a ladies, old school?
Lady.
All right. Do you remember your first memory of hearing hip hop?
Oh man. Yeah. Surreal, my brother, Zach, he always was listening to hip hop and I would be around him all the time. So I think, like the old Run DMC and it was like the first to really set in with me and made me fall in love with hip hop.
What were the first couple of artists that you were who were your first favorite artists?
Eazy-E popped to me the most. Like when I heard Eazy-E, my mouth dropped and I was like, man, this guy's so damn cool. I can't get enough of it. Like I said, Run DMC, just so how they did it as a group, the Beastie Boys. There's so many to list.
Right. Yeah, it's an endless list from that era. Luckily we're of the age where we kind of are the same age as hip hop, give or take. So we kind of grew with it. That's how I always looked at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Seen all the different genres and eras grow and how it has adapted to what it is today.
Right. When we were fans in the late 80s, it was still considered a fad. People said it wouldn't last. Kids now today can't comprehend that because it's on every radio station.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Right. So when did you get to the point where you started writing and rapping yourself?
I think it was about 1993, 94. I started freestyling with my brother Surreal again and kind of like just going on to like started writing a little bit, just putting phrases together that rhymed. It wasn't like real metaphorical or anything at that point, but yeah, just putting it on a notepad and rapping over other people's instrumentals.
Right.
And then, you just like, hey man, let's do this for real. And that was about 96. I think I was like, let's really just put stuff down. 95, 96. Yeah.
So that would be the formation of Noizewave.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
So I was going to get to that anyways. So what was those beginning stages of forming Noizewave, finding your sound? Just kind of reflect back on the first process of forming Noizewave.
My friends and I got a drum machine and my other buddy got a computer and he was like, he loved to put samples together. And I love to just create the drums sounds on the drum machine. It was so fun to me. Like I didn't care what I did. And I started just making beats by having fun, just playing with a drum machine. And we just all like, man, teaming up together is going to be fun because Surreal was already like freestyling and writing. And he already was like, had the writing skills down. He had a band before called Rugrats and they kind of know how to form a group already. So we asked the other boys, Wiggy and Squidman, and we got the crew together. We just started writing songs. We would write a catchy hook while we got drunk and we'd write it down and remember it the next day. And that was a hit.
You're kind of lucky. Your brother Surreal, if people don't know, Surreal MC is your brother also. I've told him this, and he's so naturally talented at rhyming, whether it's freestyles or written. So that was a good person to be around. It could only have helped your writing come along, I'd imagine.
Oh, definitely helped a lot. Yeah.
So when did you become Aropak AP? How did you come up with that, the meaning?
Yeah, when I was in high school, actually, I was in a class and we were reading about Aropak stood for Wizard of Black Magic. And so I was like, man, that's me, man. I'm going to switch it to Wizard of Rap Magic and run with this. And nobody could pronounce it right. So it just shortened to AP over the time. And then, and then I kind of blossomed from there when I started DJing and changed it to Rowdy Jesus.
Mm-hmm. So Noizewave has started. You did them first couple tapes. I know one was the homegrown one. I think that's the first time I had heard you guys. But Infernal Racket, I really look at as when you started really getting it together.
Yeah, actually putting full albums together.
Right. That's when I think you really found yourself as, as a group, your sound. Now, you made a lot of the beats, if not all of the beats in that era.
Yeah, majority. I think about 85% of them I made.
I was pretty sure of that. Do you have any good memories of the Infernal Racket era?
The album cover itself was classic, but the songs, we don't even really perform a lot of those songs anymore even when we play today. I don't know if they were just too old school, or I think because maybe we had Young Man, and when we perform now, we don't have Young Man. Right. So, and the interaction, we went back and forth a lot more back then, so it was hard to fill in his lyrics. But what I remember the most, I think, is the way we pieced the album together, the order it went, kind of told a little story, described us, and the styles changed throughout, without guitar, with guitar, heavy guitar, soft guitar, tons and tons of bass, because I was really getting into creating bass for my, I would go in and create a bass sound and add it to the song. So that was the best parts of Infernal Racket to me. Just the overall experience of putting the whole album together.
So Young Man comes in at that era. How did Young Man get into the fold?
We went to high school together, and we did a couple of talent shows where we got up and rapped together. And basically, when we decided to put a group together, Young Man was the front line. We asked him, and he was down. He was like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's make music together."
In the Infernal Racket era, that's when I was working on that compilation, Together Like Voltron. And Surreal sent me Mega Blast and Freak Mode.
Yeah, Freak Mode.
And Freak Mode still, probably one of my top 5 favorite Noizewave songs of all time. I remember thinking it's like a mix of Beastie Boys with maybe Cottonmouth Kings with a little bit B-boy element. I love that song. There's a lot of gems in my mind on that album. Can't Rap, Fight. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, there is.
But then the next project, Community Standards.
Yeah.
So I'll get right to it. The controversy. There was a song called Say Hi to Jimmy that was a cop killer song about an actual cop who was murdered in the line of duty in Omaha. Reflect on kind of the whirlwind. You guys are on the news, all this controversy. What was that like when you were just some underground rappers and now you're up here in front of everyone?
I love the limelight, bad or good.
Right.
I ate it up. I was loving the attention I could get. I mean, we got a lot of bad blows from that, but we didn't really go down. We recovered, I think, beautifully with with what we did afterwards. We didn't want to really hurt anybody's personal feelings, but we were trying to make a statement, and we did that.
Absolutely. That's probably my favorite Noizewave album is Community Standards. I pretty much like that front to back, and even though it's really just an EP, I think 7 or 8 tracks.
Yeah.
When I think of Noizewave, my mind automatically goes to that album.
So, I love that album.
Absolutely. Such a dope, and it holds up really. I was going through your catalog again before I interviewed Surreal, and I think 20 years later that album still holds up through the test of
The
time.
just with the song "Say Hi to Jimmy" itself, I wish people would look past what the content is about and hear the layering of the chorus and the beat I made for it, and like all the way we recorded it, the back and forthness. Like, I just wish people could realize how good a song it was structured there, and not, but everybody just hears the content on that one, you know.
Right. So also in this era, a thing you were doing that a lot of underground cats, you know, in late 90s, early 2000s weren't doing, was you were not only shooting music videos, but they were good quality music videos. I can remember Surreal sending me the, you know, a VHS tape with all your videos, and like the one with the Ghostbusters. I don't remember what song that was for.
That was Freak Mode, I believe.
Was that
right?
Freak Mode?
Yeah,
It could have been. I know you had a video for the, oh shit, do you want to battle? Do you want to battle? That song.
Yep. That was Fight.
That's Fight, right? So whose idea was it to go that way? Was it a joint thing? I know the guy who produced most of that, Aaron Gum, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we were friends with Gum, and he had equipment, and he was like, "You want to make videos?" And we were like, "Well, what kind of benefit? They're not going to play it on MTV." But there was a couple local video shows that were going on that played videos, and we're like, you know what, we can get on there.
Right.
So why not? Even if it wasn't a thing to like sell a DVD of yourself really back then. I mean, we were trying to create it. We did eventually create a little DVD, but it didn't make sense to make a video like it does now. It's like, you better make a video.
Right. But
we just wanted to have fun and be creative visually too. And Aaron Gum had great ideas, and we went with it.
Yeah, the quality was really high for being, you know, a local underground act. I remember being really impressed with it.
Thank you. Yeah. Especially back then, like, you didn't see a lot of high quality.
No, you didn't at all, unless you had some big budget and you were, you know, a top name MC behind, you know, in a record label. So Community Standards is the last album that Young Man is in. What led to YO leaving? I guess I never really. So right when he left, I'll add this in. Right when he left Noizewave, he actually got at me, and I was working on Kane's solo album, and he came to Milwaukee along with 3D, and we were kicking around him joining 101st, because I remember reaching out to your brother and saying, if there's beef, I don't want to touch this, because I was always the closest with Surreal. You know, he was my contact man, and I didn't want to get involved in anything. And I remember him saying, no, it's cool, whatever. But I guess I never really knew what was the reason that YO left the group.
Well, for one, the Say Hi to Jimmy, I think, was a lot for him. And he was trying to start a family and do things that way in life. And kind of Noizewave, you know, we went on a tour and we party, and everything was about music. You know, you didn't have any time. I think he wanted to take his talents and do something that was more on back burner, like just for fun, and not be so into it with us. Like,
I remember, speaking of partying, some of my favorite after parties from shows is when we came to Omaha. I mean, shit, I can't even say, even on a podcast, it's so crazy the shit we saw. I mean, Kane and I reminisced not that long ago about a certain after party that is just, people wouldn't believe it if we told them the shit that was happening. I mean,
that's how we party.
You guys partied crazy. I mean, just ill shit is the best way to put it. But so much fun. And I was always super impressed at the crowds you guys would draw. You know, we would come and open for you at, you know, like the Ranch Bowl. But you'd be the main act, and that place would be packed. You know, it looked to me, you know, like 800, 1,000 people packed in there. That was always mad impressive to me.
Thank you, man. Yeah, the the live shows was my favorite aspect of it. Just reaching out to your fans and doing and putting all your energy into a show where we would create like openings, like, you know, we came out on crosses before. I got fake shot at a show and played it off and scared the whole crowd. I mean, just those little elements of creativity.
Sure.
We've came out as firefighters and squirted everybody with beer. Those show elements are so fun and exciting, and there's nothing that replaces that, I don't think.
Yeah, that feeling of the energy the crowd gives you is it's hard to replicate. How kind of want to touch on, and I brought this up with your brother too, but how much more important when we were coming up in our era, you know, we're now in the early 2000s, late 90s, shows were, because there is no, the internet's in its infancy. There's no YouTube or not even a MySpace to give your music, to sell your music to your fans. You had to physically give them to them. And that's what shows were. So what, not only how it's evolved, but the importance of not only shows, but just hitting the streets, you know, pounding the pavement, trying to move your albums, where now I could sell my music and never leave my house because it's all on the internet.
We actually went door to door. We would knock door to door and try to sell our CDs. We didn't give a shit. We were trying to hustle as many as we could. Oh, that's crazy. We would go to everybody. We would sell to everybody we knew first.
Right.
And then we would just try different markets. We'd go to different shows, hang out outside, radio stations. We'd go up and down our block. Like, you've known us. We've grown up here our whole life. You know, you want to buy a CD. People bought them.
Hey.
Yeah. So
a sale is a sale.
Sale is a sale. We pushed that shit. We did the same with flyers, man. Just handing those out for shows. We would go everywhere. There would be a poster at every local spot in town. There would be flyers in every spot. All our friends would have a stack of flyers to hand out as well.
That's kind of a lost art, although it kind of exists now. It's more digital and you're putting it on social media. But what I liked about our era is you had to be dedicated. I mean, you had to live it if you really wanted to make something of yourself. I mean, Slang and I did the same thing outside of Milwaukee Bucks games or Milwaukee Brewers games were the best because you're getting thousands of people coming at you.
Yeah, tons of people.
Right. Those were the best, but
hand out mixtapes.
Right. Oh yeah. Just, you know, half of the people are throwing the shit in the garbage, but
yeah, but you get 10% of them. You're like,
right. Yeah. I mean, I was happy when I got one. It's like, that's one new fan.
Hell yeah. That hustle's hard, but it's true, man. It helps you get there.
Right. We're through community standards. We're now moving on to 420 era, correct?
Yeah.
So YO's gone, and you added, and DJ Genius is gone now too, and you added a different DJ. How did he come into the fold?
Disco Stew, or Richie Daggers is what he goes by now. Disco Stew came in because we needed a DJ that was willing to go on tour, and he was one of our biggest fans. He was like, he would come into town and for all our shows, do all our lyrics. He got equipment, and we were like, you want a DJ? And he, you know, he was pretty talented off the start, and I was like, let's roll with it.
Oh, I never knew that. That's how he was brought in. There's a super fan, huh?
There was a bunch of pictures of him when he was in the crowd at Noizewave shows at the Ranch Bowl. Well, he's up in the front with his hands up.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah, that's our DJ now.
That's actually a dope origin story.
Yeah, and he blossomed too. Like, he's an incredible DJ now, like just super badass.
So the next project after the 420, we're then in the Bruise Brothers area. And that's probably my second favorite album, because I feel, although when I think of Noizewave, I think of community standards, Bruise Brothers might be your best album if I'm being unbiased, just looking at it. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, my songwriting by then and my lyrics got way better. So, and like, just as a whole package, we were on point. Like, we were, it fired at all cylinders. things were coming together good, and we knew what we wanted to do. The only thing was we were also trying to maybe change the brand, and that's kind of where that album, like there's actually a song called Evil Squad on it. And that's kind of like where the transition into the next era for me was because of that album.
Right. So that was actually the last actual Noizewave album. Surreal goes and does some solo stuff. He was working with Buck Bowen, and I know you guys, both of you, did stuff with MO Chaos around this era before.
Yep.
And we were at this Noizewave show at the Ranch Bowl, and we had opened, Rearranged had opened, and it was like Slang, Kane was there, Double C, and Noizewave is up there, and MO Chaos had performed. And if you're looking at the stage, to the right was a bar area with some chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we hear a commotion, and I see MO Chaos running full speed and just knocked this dude out. I mean, he spun around like Glass Joe in Punch Out. And then the whole shit, it was like a Western. It was just like 50 people hitting each other with chairs and shit. And you guys are up on stage performing yet. It's just like another day at the office.
Yeah.
But the Ranch Bowl, how important was the Ranch Bowl to local artists like yourself? It seemed like it was a special venue.
It was amazing. It was like a home. We did everything there. We went seeing all our shows, like, because we didn't just enjoy rap. We loved the music as a whole. So Ranchville brought in everybody, and we got a lot to see. A lot of them, you know, we would work there. We would carry equipment, help set up and tear down, and load vans and semis, and just to get tickets to the show and talk to the professionals to get our way in, you know.
So speaking of that, you guys were lucky enough to open for many, many national acts. Surreal tried to go through the list, and it's a massive list, and I'm not going to ask you to do that.
Thank you.
But who were some of your, 2 or 3 favorites that you got to open for?
Probably tops for me, Cottonmouth Kings. I had a car with 615s in the back at one point.
Damn.
They drove we pulled up at it, playing their shit, bumping it for them. They came off the tour bus, hung out with us and shit. But the main reason I love them is because after the Sokol Auditorium show where we opened up, one of our best performances of ourselves that night. But after the show, I got jumped by like 6 people, like, because I had to park like 3 blocks away. This is some neighborhood kids jumped me.
Damn.
Well, Sorrel comes and picks me up. I'm bleeding, leaning against my car. And Sorrel comes and picks me up, takes me back down to the Sokol, and all the Cottonmouth Kings guys get in the car and go looking for these guys.
Oh, that's a shit.
It's like, I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that was cool. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to have my back.
Right. Not at all.
They were like, we'll get dirty. We don't care.
Anyone else that sticks out? There's a lot of it meshed together.
I think Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh, that's
Lincoln.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was big. That was just big. That was memorable. Huge show, like 20,000 people or something.
Noizewave is now done. You've transitioned to Evil Squad. How did that come about? And talk about that first Evil Squad album, Nothing Lasts Forever.
Yeah, I just took all my skills and started working with Big Dog and teaching him the ropes, and created this group. And I wanted it to grow like a Wu-Tang. So there's been multiple members throughout the time, but like Big Dog was the main one, and later on Big Dog and Jamal's. But for that, Nothing Lasts Forever was kind of a, like, Noizewave has died, Nothing Lasts Forever. Here's
I never connected that. It makes sense though.
Yeah.
I always looked at Evil Squad as a darker version of AP.
Yeah. Definitely brought out my dark side.
Right, not quite as lighthearted as you were on the Noizewave tracks, even though you guys had harder tracks.
Right.
But I could tell it was a different AP, not necessarily better or worse, but just a little bit darker.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So Evil Squad, you do that album, then you do the second one. And I wanted to ask you, which album do you prefer? The Nothing Lasts Forever, or that it's just called Evil Squad 2,
It's just
right?
called Evil Squad.
Right.
Yeah, too. Yeah. The first project was, I think, the second project just kind of came together because I wanted to get it done. I had a bunch of shit done. It was really, there was a lot of dark shit on it, and I wanted to get it over with, kind of. And threw it together. I went to jail, and Big Dog kind of finished throwing everything together. So I was going through a rough patch in my life, and Nothing Lasts Forever probably was like built more as a group with Big Dog, and the other one was more just thrown together. Like I kind of did everything and had Big Dog on some songs. So I don't know.
So you have got to work with, multiple underground artists, throughout, your career now is what, 25 years?
Yeah, it seems like I'm getting old. Don't tell her.
I know, man. It's crazy. We're all in our 40s now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's bananas. So who were some of your favorite, underground artists that you did songs with or worked with? Who are the handful of ones that you enjoyed working with the most?
MO Chaos, Jimmy Hooligan, like he was a blast. He was a good friend, like to hang out with and everything. Like he's got to be my favorite. There was so many different like underground DJs that would remix our music that did some cool shit that were fun to work with. Artists though, like I can't remember any of the artists. Like some of them, I can't remember. Like Compulsive, we did some stuff with Compulsive. I'm trying to think who else we worked with. I'm a Larry Brayboy. Shit, I can't remember.
I'll put you on the
I
spot.
can't remember all of them.
Every time I met MO Chaos maybe 5 times, and he was always mad cool to us. He seemed like he would be cool.
Yeah.
He also could party like a motherfucker too, like you guys.
Yeah, no, he can.
Yeah, we saw it firsthand. Evil Squad, you do the Evil Squad albums, and then you kind of transition to doing more DJing. And that's pretty much what you've been doing from that point on.
Yeah.
So
I've put out a couple of solo Rowdy Jesus songs on YouTube, but just to test the waters. And one was real negative, and then one was kind of partying. And I didn't really want to write a whole album. I wasn't feeling it at the time. So I've been just DJing. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's great. You still get to be in the scene. So what is the main difference you notice these new artists coming up compared to our generation? Is there any noticeable difference? Obviously, the music isn't quite the same. Internet completely changes the game. What are things you might notice?
A lot of the up and coming artists are talented, I would say, in their own. Everybody has like their own thing, but like there's some good MCs out there, and there's some good beat producers out there. There's a couple of really good young DJs out there too that are working with groups, and I feel like if I could tell anything to the young group, so is that the stage show needs to be hype and creative too. You got to come up. I mean, you don't have to be hype necessarily, but you got to create. If you're a slow tone rapper, create something to get the crowd involved, revolving around that. But I try to help these youngsters when I'm DJing and stuff, and give them critiques and like, hey, maybe try this, or do some call and response, or just get the crowd going. And some of them listen and they roll with it. And then the next time I DJ for them, they're doing that much better. That's
cool. You could pass that knowledge on, from your decades now. You're right. Yeah. We are old. Decades worth of, you've probably done, I was going to say 100, but probably thousands of shows.
Oh yeah. Thousands, easy.
Right. So it's knowledge that you know, it's invaluable knowledge, and that's cool. You're passing it on to the next
Yeah.
generation. So I want to talk about the well. How did that form? You know, talk about the well.
You know, I did morning radio for 89.7 The River for 5 years with Spicoli. And after that, I had all that talent, like doing a talk show in me, and I wanted an outlet to do it, but I didn't really want to do it on the radio again. So I talked to my buddies, John and Monkey, and there was a couple other people I talked to throughout it, and nobody was really getting interested. Those guys were serious about sitting down and doing it. So we got our shit together and come up with some creative ideas and came up with the name and got together, and bam, it came out pretty good.
Yeah, everyone needs to go out and check that out. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, mainly on Facebook Live. And they can also check us out on Hellfire Entertainment Media Group. We're on the Hellfire, part of the Hellfire team too now. So.
Now I'm going to get to the hip hop questions.
Okay.
So these are my hip hop questions. Let's say aliens invade the world, and instead of doing Independence Day shit and blowing us all up, they come to you and they say, can you explain what this hip hop music is? What's the one song you play to explain hip hop?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm off the top of my head, I wanted to play Hip Hop by Dead Prez.
Huh?
I don't know why, but I don't know why that doesn't really explain hip hop that much. But that beat is so cold. I feel like anybody can get to that vibe. No, I'd probably have to do something old school, like an old Run DMC song or something. Yeah, just because I think they say it all with the way they go back and forth and hype each other.
That's something
combination
I actually miss in hip hop, the back and forth, the Run DMC style. And like you mentioned, you guys did do that a lot in the early Noizewave days. That's probably why it reminded me of, you know, I thought of the Beasties elements.
Yes,
in there.
Definitely. That element has kind of died. And it's a really cool element.
It is. I actually wish Rearranged would have done more of it. You know, we did a little bit, but we were pretty much stuck to the 16 bar. And reflecting on it as older now, I kind of wish we would have played with it a little bit more, because I do miss that element in hip hop.
Yeah.
So I know you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
So you're signed. Vince signs you. AEW signs you. What's your theme song? You can have anything be your theme song.
I wrote my own wrestling theme song. It's called I'm the Champ. Real? I'm the Champ. And yeah, it was me and Big Dog are both doing it, but that would be my intro song. I'm the Champ.
You're getting thrown onto an island. You can only bring 5 albums with you. What are those 5 albums you can only listen to for the rest of your life?
The first 3 Beastie Boys major CDs.
Wow.
2 of the Run the Jewels albums, man. I'm really listening to them a lot lately. I know they're not old school, but I can't get enough of them. They just speak to me. Like they remind me of what hip hop's about, you know.
Right. Now we're doing a segment I call This or That. You can cue Black Sheep. The choice is yours. I'm gonna give you 2 albums. You gotta pick which is the better album.
Oh shit. Okay.
Eazy-E, the 5150 Home for the Sick, or the It's On one over the It's On one with Real Motherfucking G's?
Yeah, what's
5150 has Neighborhood Sniper.
No, 5150 has the one song on it that I fucking super love.
Neighborhood Sniper, Only If You Want It.
Yeah, Only If You Want It. That's my favorite Eazy song.
Plus, it's got Merry Motherfucking Christmas.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. Yeah, no, the Only If You Want It. Yes, I really want it. That one is the one I always play in the club, and people look at me funny, like, what?
Most people would have picked the other one, but that's dope you picked that one, because I might have too. Noizewave Community Standards or 420? I think I know the answer though.
Yeah, Community Standards.
Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet or Nation of Millions?
Fear of a Black Planet. I listened to more. I wasn't huge into them though. Like that was a surreal thing. Like, yeah, I didn't really. I couldn't listen to them. Like I would listen to the album a couple times front and back, and then I would just put it on the back burner.
Beastie Boys, Check Your Head or Ill Communication?
I gotta give it to Ill Communication, but Check Your Head gets its props all day.
I love Check Your Head. Dr. Dre's The Chronic or Snoop Dogg Doggy Style?
I'm gonna give it to Snoop.
There's no wrong answer for that. That's a tough one.
No, there isn't.
That's a tough one.
I remember people used to hang their Dre albums in the car mirrors with the Chronic leaf.
Yeah.
People would hang them in their mirrors. I just remember that about that album.
Tupac, the Strictly 4 album
Ooh,
or All Eyes on Me?
that's a good one. That's hard. That was Strictly.
That's the right answer. That's the best
Yeah.
Tupac album.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's more songs that connect with me on that, I think. So
NWA, Straight Outta Compton or Eazy-E, Easy Does It?
man, Easy Does It just because I can still listen to that album all the way through, just no problem.
I actually can remember getting that tape and hearing Talking Shit and just thought it was the greatest thing ever. Like
I know that the way it's produced, that song is put
Mhm.
together is even clever.
Right, yeah. Spice One,
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
187 he wrote or America's Nightmare?
Ooh, that's a toughie. There's only fucking 2 Spice One songs I really jam, so it's a hard one for me to call. I never got big into Spice One like Surreal did, but
I got one more, this or that.
okay.
Naughty by Nature, Self-Titled or 1993?
Self-titled, I think, maybe. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what's all on. I'm like,
So now I'm doing my first response round. This is the last round. I'm going to say
Okay.
an MC, and you got to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, no matter what it
Okay.
is. So you might accidentally diss someone. Keep that in mind.
yeah,
Flava Flav,
The Clock,
the Alcoholics.
Tash.
I got him booked in
Oh,
January.
I
he's
heard
gonna
about
be a
that.
guest.
That's gonna be so dope. You have to
I am
send me the link.
so fucking excited. You have
That's
no idea.
super hard, dude. I'm so proud of you for that
Right.
one. He's like a hero to me. So
MC Ren.
oh, bumbity bum bumbity bum bum.
Shock of the
Shock
hour.
of the hour.
Young Man.
Ooh. I can't think of anything. Freak Mode. I don't know. That's tough.
Tone Loc.
Wild Thing.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Come on, TV baby, the show.
Master
Every
P.
time Jazzy would be on there, they made fun of him too much on there, man. They made him a joke. I didn't.
You're
That
right,
was the
they did.
only thing about that show that I kind of thought was bad.
He always got thrown out the front by Uncle Phil.
Right? Yeah, they
Right.
just disrespected him too much. I was like, come on, man, he's the DJ.
Right. Back then, DJs were a big deal. Everyone had
Yeah.
a DJ.
Yeah, and they were all solid on key.
Right. Master P.
Oh, and the Tank. No, the Tank. Maybe the
Yeah.
Tank.
Bizarre from D12.
Pills. I don't know why.
Insane Clown Posse.
Fago.
Yeah. Surreal the MC. Don't diss him.
Pussy. No, his mic skills are through the roof.
Right.
Gotta give him credit.
Another thing I love about talking hip hop with Surreal is he's one of his hip hop knowledge is deep, and that's hard to find. Slang and I always like we were fucking encyclopedias who trying to get our master's degree in hip hop. We just talk so deep about it. And he's one of the handful of people who, I'll bring up some obscure MC from 1988 and he'll remember him. I'm impressed with his knowledge.
That's crazy. Yeah, he is a crazy man when it comes to this hip hop shit.
Mhm.
Like, and I can't remember half of it. He'll usually when we go DJ or something though,
Mhm.
he'll come to me with a song from back in the past that I can't remember at all. And then we'll totally play it that night. Like the other day, it was Pot and a Deuce. Yeah, that's my pot and a dough. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Weird shit.
MC8.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of it.
I think that would be
He
everyone's.
was in a couple good movies, though. He did some other shit. Yeah, he's a pretty talented guy.
And I actually love the old Compton's Most Wanted stuff before he went solo.
Yeah.
DJ Quick.
Sweet Black Pussy.
That's
my favorite
song.
DJ Quick song.
That's a dope song. That's the one where he loses his place and you can hear the sheets rustle. His lyric sheets. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that's
yeah. Oh, I lost my motherfucking place. And you hear, all right, here we go. Black Pussy. Oh, we talk about
that's right. Yeah. That's fucking great. Yeah, that's my favorite DJ Quick song.
50 Cent.
Oh, in the club all day. That's all I think of. That song was on repeat for me for a while. Like it was really good. I thought I think it got overplayed, but it was just really hot when it came out.
The Fugees.
Ooh la la la. Yeah. Fugees did some great shit too. That's a one I never play anymore. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah. Tech 9. Amatella
comes to mind because I play that in the club a lot.
Yeah. Silk the Shocker.
Oh, I haven't heard that name fucking years. Jeez. Man, I can't even think of his favorite song I used to jam back in the day. I would have to look it up.
And I got one more, and Surreal has to at least watch. I don't know if you saw the Surreal interview.
I haven't watched it yet.
So I did this round with him, and I named this MC who sold millions of albums, and little suburban girls at the time knew everything about him. And I said his name, and Surreal blanked. It was bananas. It was like almost as bad as forgetting MC Hammer. So this one is for Surreal.
Okay.
Young MC.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Young MC. That is a fucking. I can't remember one thing about Young MC.
Young MC must not have been shit in Omaha.
No, there was that one song we used to spin in the clubs back in the day, but
Bust
I
the
can't
Move.
tell you what it is. I haven't played it in 10 years.
Bust the Move.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we haven't played that. Shit.
Young MC gets no love in Omaha.
No love. No, I can't even remember owning an album by him actually. I have over like 500 CDs. I would have to go through. I don't think I have one album by him.
And funny enough, maybe 10 years ago in Green Bay, they had a 90s hip hop show. It was like Naughty by Nature, Coolio, Tone Loc, Salt and Pepper. But Young MC was on that. And Coolio was right before him, and he was really dope. And Young MC comes on and people start going to the bathroom and shit. I felt so bad for him. Poor Young MC. No love. Yeah. So that's what I got. Do you have any pluggables you want to plug? Where can people get at you?
Yeah, just Rowdy Jesus on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. You can find me all those platforms under Rowdy Jesus. I post a lot about shows that I'm going to be on and people I'm promoting, and you can always contact me if you need a DJ for any events or weddings or whatnot. If you want to feature too, I'm doing those lately, so I've been doing them for free. So,
and you're still doing episodes of The Well?
The Well's on hold right now. John moved to Arizona, but we're gonna start doing it like this, kind of virtually.
Sure.
here in the next week or two. We should start back up. So, but the Well, you can find the Well page, on Facebook, or like I said, Hellfire Media Entertainment Group, and the Well has the Instagram as well.
There was one question I forgot to ask. Will we ever get a new Noizewave album?
Cyril and I have talked about it,
Yeah.
and I don't know if we have the time to sit and do it, but we've definitely have, especially after we just played a show with the Ouija Mac.
Yeah, I saw that
like a week ago or something, and the show went amazing.
Awesome.
And the guys were like, maybe we should write maybe an EP or something.
Right.
I said, what would it hurt to write one song, see how it goes?
Exactly. Hey, I'll guarantee I'll buy a copy if there is a physical copy. Nowadays a lot of people don't even put it on CDs or anything anymore.
Well, Cyril's been pressing vinyls up.
I saw that.
So if
dope.
we did one, it would probably come out on vinyl.
I'd definitely cop a copy.
No.
All right, man. Like I said, I appreciate it. I've known you for over 20 years. I appreciate all the times you invited us to Omaha. In my rearranged days, we worked with you guys a lot. Your brother was always so gracious. Anytime I asked him for, hey man, can you do a verse on this? And you as well. But
yeah,
I always appreciated you guys working with us because you didn't have to.
It was fun, man, and thanks for having us. I'm gonna have to dig out. I know I got your old CDs everywhere, so I'm gonna dig them up, man, give them a spin again for old time's sake.
If nothing else, Touchdown. That was everyone's favorite on that album.
Definitely.
Right. All right, man. Stay up. I appreciate it, and have a good one.
Thank you. Peace.
Peace.
I'm the bad guy?
Yeah.
How'd that happen? I did everything they told me to.
Doing wrong, it's your fault, and I don't know why. You're the bad guy. Doing wrong, it's your fault, and I don't know why. You're the bad guy.
Every thought I've had just sickens me. Plot figure, trigger figure, just itching. They shooting, but AP spraying. Dead on arrival when the wizard is slaying. Praying for death, either you or me. Go back and act like you used to be. Truthfully surprised, I'm the bad guy, it's news to me. I didn't even have to try, you have to die. You affecting P, don't kiss my ass, just my weaponry. Blessing these sinners with one more chance. Pay your debt or there's no advance. Strong survive, they don't care if your kids die. You think Luke has no emotions? Every night I cry. Why do I try to provide? Call me the bad guy, you can't hurt my pride.
Doing wrong, it's your fault, and I don't know why. You're the bad guy. Doing wrong, it's your fault, and I don't know why. You're the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy who knew I hide it well, sitting in a cell for crimes not committed, winning a case with no evidence. The words I say are irrelevant. Chick talking smack in a cell for something. 25 years in hell for nothing. Need a lawyer, so sell my shit. Car, TV, sell all of it. I'll get it back when I touch the streets. Grab my heat, serve up treats. My style's unique in delivery. The lines you spit are missing me. This ain't no church or ministry. I hope you die in misery. Step to big dog, you're missing teeth. Tramp nickel dogs are always G.
Doing wrong, it's your fault, and I don't know why. You're the bad guy. Doing wrong, it's your fault, and I don't know why. You're the bad guy.
So, they say you're the bad guy.
Is that what they said?